Whether you are in business, biology, engineering, or some other undergrad program, you are likely going to be seeing short answer questions on your exams. Now, these are the types of questions that don't have any predetermined answers. Now, some students love these questions because it's really easy to get part marks on. Other students hate these questions because it can be very challenging to get perfect on. Some professors are so nitpicky. The number one reason why students struggle with these questions is not because they don't know what to answer, it's they don't know how to answer these particular types of questions. In this video, I'll be giving you a blueprint for getting perfect on every single short answer question moving forward. Hey guys, I'm Mike. I'm an organizational behavior professor at the Ted Rogers School of Management. In weekly videos, I share my student and professor experiences to give insights to students to help them manage their student life a little bit easier. I generally don't talk about topics learned in the classroom, but learn the hard way throughout university life. So if you are a student or will be soon, hit subscribe, smash the like, and check out my weekly videos. In this week's video, I'll be talking about my approach to tackling short answer questions, which involves following the ERDS approach. ERDS? Isn't that an STD? So the first thing you should be doing when you're reading over a short answer question is to identify relevant theory and research. What theoretical concept is the professor asking you in this question? Now, don't overthink it because oftentimes identifying the theory is actually very easy. Most professors gear one question for every big theoretical concept that they talk about in the class. So if you really wanted to, you could actually assemble a collection of possible options prior to the exam so that it's easier for you during the exam to actually identify them because you have them previously in your head as to what the questions could be. So what concepts were talked about in class and what old exam questions were talked about in your particular class. So once you've identified the theory, the next most important thing you need to do is to let me know that you know what the heck you're talking about. So to do so, you need to reference the theory or theoretical framework when you're actually writing out the question. Now, most students actually have an easy time of identifying the theoretical concepts, but their big flaw is that they actually don't explain what's going on in their head. They just don't write out the concepts, explain it at all. So when in doubt, write it out. Good rhyme time. One trick that you can use is to try everything you can to make the theoretical concepts pop off the page. Imagine your evaluators are as lazy as possible, which shouldn't be that difficult. In that your job is to make it as easy as possible for them to find the theoretical concepts. So two strategies. One, use phrases that help highlight the theories. I'm drawing from X theory to answer this question and then explain the theory. Or I'm using this framework to address this weakness presented in the case and then explain the framework. Another thing I've seen students do is actually underline the theoretical concepts when they're writing out the questions. This is a great strategy to make theories pop off the page and immediately attract the evaluator's eyes to certain theoretical concepts. Nobody's gonna miss the theory that you're identifying if you're underlying those concepts. Okay, and when you're writing out the theory or theoretical frameworks, you need to define the key concepts. Define. If you don't remember anything else about this video, you need to define the key concepts when you're writing out short answer questions. Most students assume that because I know what a concept means that they don't need to explain it. I need to know that you were in my class and listened to what I said. Okay, so define the concept so that I know what's going on in your head. In doing so, some answers might actually have multiple definitions, and that's okay. It's better to over-define than under-define. Plus, as a little added bonus, even if your answers are wrong, most evaluators will give you part marks for applying your knowledge, even if your knowledge is only tertiarily connected to the question. Okay, you've identified, defined, explained the theoretical concepts, great. Now you're gonna be talking about the specifics of the case or specifics of the question. Now, most of the time, to be honest, students skip the theory part and jump right to the specifics, trying to go right to the application, and it can be a little bit of a mess. If you've done your first three steps well, then it's a home run for this particular step. Everything is building to this point. The theory should be driving the examples that you're talking about. Oftentimes students just talk about examples and they're kind of haphazard and they're all over the place. Don't do that, okay? Identify examples that are in line with your theory but also address and answer the question that is asked. And if you do that, it's going to blow the professor's mind because it means you get it. You can identify answers that address the question, but they're also driven by a theoretical lens. So that's it, guys. That's my approach for handling short answer questions. If you found this video helpful or want to hear about more tips to make your student life a little bit more manageable, hit subscribe, smash the like, make sure the notification tab is on, and check out my videos next week.